So, you've decided you want to make the move down here to Vero Beach, Florida. Well, the first question you're probably asking yourself is, Andrew, what's the cost of living in Vero Beach? Well, we're going to dive deep into that right after this. Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Pinch. I'm a local realtor down here in beautiful Vero Beach, Florida. If you're looking for a channel that goes over how to live, eat, sleep, play, and buy real estate anywhere on the Florida East Coast, then tap that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified every single Friday when I'm uploading a new video. I'm getting calls from people every single day and I love it. These calls are coming in from out of state, wondering what it's like to make the transition down here to Vero Beach, what the lifestyle is, what the real estate prices and the market is doing. So if you have any of those questions or need any help with the relocation down here to Vero Beach, then give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email because I've got your back when moving to the Florida East Coast. Okay guys, so now it's time to jump into the video with the cost of living here in Vero Beach, because what's the first question that you ask yourself if you lock down an area? Well, first of all, where in this area, so in this case Vero Beach, are we going to move to? So that's why I made the top 5 neighborhood video. And then now we're going to jump into what's it cost to live there every month. So if you're moving here and you have yourself a job that pays you X amount, well then you're going to want to find a spot that only takes a piece of that. So cost of living here is probably the next step that we're gonna have to take. So if you're looking to relocate here and you want to do something similar to what I did whenever I moved to Orlando, and you want to rent a spot and make sure that it's a good fit for you and your family, you're gonna be spending on average around $1,500 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath here in Vero Beach. Now, if you wanted to jump it up and you have a little bit bigger of a family, then a 3-2 is going for around $1,800. I've seen them, but they go way higher if you wanted to add a pool or any other cool amenities. You have HOA fees you have to look out for that will add on top of your rent. You might have pool cleaning fees on top of that. So there are several things that you have to consider that might be going into the rent on top of that $1,800 if you want these extra things. Now let's say that you've already visited the area and you know that Vero Beach is the home for you and you just want to dive right in and buy yourself a house. Well, right now the median price here in Vero Beach, from what I've been seeing in the market, is around $270,000. So $270,000 is going to get you a decent home centrally located in Vero Beach, and you shouldn't have any problems. You might be able to get a little bit newer construction. I would say anything over 05 and 06 you should be able to get with that $270,000. But then again, it varies all the way up to, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 million plus if you wanted to be over by the beach. And you could probably snag yourself maybe something below $200,000 right now, but it's a very competitive market. So anything priced below $200,000, you're probably going to be looking at multiple cash offers, and you're going to have to really figure out some creative ways to get your offer accepted in this market here and now. If you wanted to jump into a lower maintenance condo and you just say, forget it, I'm done mowing the lawn, I'm done worrying about the roof, I'm done with all of it, just forget it, I want to move into a condo and have somebody else worry about it, well, you could probably get into it a little bit lower of a cost. But remember, you are going to have those condo association fees, you're going to have those rules, and you're going to have neighbors living closer by who may or may not agree with your lifestyle. So make sure to take that under consideration when moving down here looking for a condo, so you can find yourself into that lower price point when looking into a condo. So condos are starting around $150,000 and they go up astronomically high if you want to be by the beach. But you can get into a nice condo for around $150,000 to $250,000 and not have to worry about any of the maintenance costs. The condo association fees vary as well. I've seen as low as $250 a month, and they climb all the way up to $800, $900 depending on if your condo has a pool, if it has a clubhouse, a gym. Just keep that in mind and make sure to ask your realtor or look online to see what these condo association fees are and what they also include. They can have internet included, cable included. Some people may want that, some people may want to shop around for that. So make sure to look into that before moving into a condo and getting all the facts lined up before making that move. Now, insurance prices, they vary so much, so I'm only going to speak on my experience. So we just moved into a 2017 2,000 square foot house. We're sitting in a flood X zone, And right now, our home insurance in total is sitting around $1,250 a year. I know that flood insurance can also vary as well depending on which flood zone that you're in, but I know that it averages around $500 a year. It can jump way higher over by the coast. As I've said before, the cost of living over there is much higher than over here on the mainland. So flood insurance around $500 a year. Now this one's funny because I never even heard of this before, but I've actually had a client who called me and told me that it's so nice because here in Vero Beach we have FP&L as our power company, and they don't have to shop around for utility companies. So I didn't even know that was a thing, but where they were from, they actually had to shop around for their utility companies and compare how much they charged per amp or however they do it. So I thought that that was a really interesting fact. But if you are relocating from one of those areas, then you'll be happy to know that FP&L is the only company that services the electricity as far as utilities go here in Indian River County. So you won't have to be shopping around and comparing bills. I know they said that their electric bill got as high as $400 a month, and they were completely shocked. They were like, what the heck is going on? So here, I had no idea that was even a problem, but apparently it is, and apparently some areas you have to do that. But here in Vero Beach, you won't have to worry about it. As far as the cost for the electric bill, I know right now, I can't speak for other people, but our house, the 2,000 square foot, like I was saying, here in the summer months, it's going around to $110 to $120 a month. I do like to sleep with the house a little bit cooler though. I'll sometimes kick it down to 72, 71. That's the only way I can be able to fall asleep. I'm the type that kicks the fan on high, has the AC blasting, and I want to shrivel up into a nice big thick comforter. So if that's something that you want to do as well when you're moving down here, or if that's just a habit that you've developed and you haven't been able to break yet, then that's probably where your house is going to be sitting if you have a newer build and a newer construction. But it all depends on how new your house is, how well it's been insulated, the quality of the build, whether it's a concrete block house or a frame house, whether you have different insulation or blown in insulation in the attic. So there is a lot of different factors that can go into your energy bill. All right, so now let's talk about the mortgage rates. So last time I looked, whenever I pulled up my computer, so these are always changing, but as of now, I just opened up my computer and I saw that it was sitting around 3.18%. So the mortgage rates are ticking up a little bit. I know that you had it as low as maybe 2 3/4, so 2.75. But right now it's 3.18 average for a 30-year mortgage if everything else checks out. So if you're in the position to come down here and apply for a mortgage, get yourself pre-approved, and wanted to snatch up a property here in Vero Beach, that right now is what the mortgage rates are sitting at. I'm sure it's going to change. It's either going to go up or down. I don't know, but I have noticed a slight tick up in the recent months. It did go down since I purchased my house. My house is locked in at 3.25%. So it's just been going up and riding a wave, kind of going up and down. We don't know what it's going to do next. I just wanted to inform you what it was right now if moving over here was the thing that you wanted to do starting tomorrow. So that's where they're sitting at, 3.18. Okay, so next I wanted to talk about the water and sewer. If you wanted to get a place where you're hooked up on county water and you wanted to have the sewer tacked onto that as well, I again am just going to use myself as an example. My water bill has been sitting around $30, $35 a month. My wife and I are showering every day, so I hope that that's a habit that you have. $30 a month is not that bad for that. But then again, if you were looking to move to a well and septic system, obviously that takes away the expense for the water. It might increase your utility bill as far as electricity goes because you still got to power that pump, but you will definitely be saving some money as far as water goes if you choose to go that route. You do have to buy the salt and make sure that you keep an eye on the water softener system and keep that up to date and keep it serviced. But it does save you some money as far as your monthly bill goes. But just remember, you have those extra expenses you have to make sure you pay attention to when you're sitting on that well and septic system. Okay, so the next thing you might be thinking about is when you relocate down here is if you're not planning on being very involved as far as your lawn maintenance goes, then what's that gonna cost? So I'm gonna speak for people in my neighborhood. I personally mow my own lawn at the moment. I don't think I'm gonna make that switch anytime soon. It's just not worth it to me. But if you did want to pay a company to do it, I know people in my neighborhood are paying around $90 to $100 a month. They are sitting on average about 10,000 square foot of a lot. The houses range between 22 to 2,500 square feet in this area. So just subtract it, do that math, figure out how big their lawn is, and that's usually what they're charging, especially if you get a bigger account. So if you're in an HOA, gated neighborhood, and the lawn company is pretty much the same lawn company for every house, then you might get a little bit of a discount because of that. But I know that they're paying on average about $90 to $100 to keep their lawn on par. And the next thing that you might ask is, Andrew, what if I'm moving into a house with a pool? Well, I'm glad you asked, because my cousin Heather actually owns her own pool company. She will come around into your house and service your pool for about $90 a month. There might be some changes depending on the attention that your pool needs, the amount of time she needs to visit, or how bad of a condition it is. If you are buying let's say a foreclosure, or someone who has neglected their equipment, then it might be a little bit more. But I know on average, if she just goes over to your house and takes over somebody else's work, or maybe your work or the previous owner's work, then about $90 a month is what you're going to be paying when looking for a pool maintenance company to come over. So her company name is the Pool Dogs of Vero. I'll make sure to include all the information you need right here in the video, but just give her a call, let her know. I know she's looking for new clients. She's got plenty of experience to be able to help you out and answer all the questions that you need when moving over here and buying a house with a pool. So this next one, I really didn't think about too much, but I started diving into it because we've got a little one on the way due September 24th. So daycare costs. I haven't done very much research when it comes to daycare because not a lot of people post their prices online, but from what I have seen and what I have been able to find online is this one daycare place called Little Rising Stars. I know that they start at about $175 a week. Now this gets you the full business hours, Monday through Friday. It drops down to $155 if your child is between 3 and 5 years old. And if he or she is school aged, then it goes all the way down to $110. So you can compare those prices to where you live. It's just been what I've been able to find in my little cocoon here in Vero Beach, just searching online. There's not a lot of online prices as far as the other daycares go, so I could be way above with their costing or way below. I'm not really sure, but I just want to be as transparent as possible and give you guys what I was able to dig up when researching daycare costs here in Vero Beach. Now, one thing that we do have here in Indian River County is a 1% surcharge on top of that 6% state sales tax that's already applied to the state of Florida. So you're going to be paying a 7%, not a 6% sales tax on anything that sales tax is applied to. So now I wanted to go into gas prices. This is one I didn't want to jump into. Another one just like the interest rates, where it's constantly changing, as you guys know, as everyone knows. But just to give you the up-to-date information, right now the average price for a gallon of gas, regular unleaded, is sitting around $2.79 a gallon. I know when compared to other parts of the state, this is actually coming in pretty low. So we're one of the most affordable areas when it comes to compared to the rest of Florida. But $2.79, just want to let you know that's where you're going to be sitting for a gallon of gas of regular unleaded. If you plan on moving down here and you don't have a vehicle yet and you want to rely more on public transportation, I hate to say it, but Vero Beach may not be the best place for that. We're not a big metropolitan area with a lot of public transportation options. We do have, however, we have Club Car that has been going ever since I was in grade school. I know they charge $10 per ride with some variances on the miles and the traveling distance, but $10 is what they advertise on the back of their cars. We do have Uber here and we have Lyft. Sometimes when people feel like working, it's just not in very high demand here. So just make sure that you know that when moving down here, that public transportation is a little bit scarce. One of the more popular versions of public transportation I can think of is the Go Line bus. The Go Line bus is an affordable option that can get you around town. There are stops everywhere around Vero. So the Go Line bus could be a good option for you if you just wanted to move down here and not rely on your car 100%. But I do recommend having a vehicle when relocating down here because it is a very vehicle reliant area. Vero Beach is not a very pedestrian friendly spot. You don't see a lot of people walking up and down unless it's usually beachside typically. Now let's get into restaurants. We have a really great variety of local restaurants. I know that American Icon Brewery actually just won the award for the Vero Beach's best burger. Casey's Place on the beach also has very good burgers. But if you're looking for a spot, you just want an average price, I would say that an appetizer would probably run you between an average of $13 to $18 around here. If you're looking for an entree, the average is sitting around $25 to $32. Now this varies again, whether you're on the beach or whether you're in downtown Vero Beach. There's a lot of cool options. We've got the chain restaurants, we have the Outbacks, we have the Chili's, the Applebee's, and all sorts of other different places. The fast food places, we've got the Chick-fil-A's, the McDonald's, the Burger King's. But I just wanted to throw out the appetizers. That's usually the way we eat. If we're gonna go out, we're gonna have a good time getting an appetizer, an entree. I'm not big on fast food. Unless I'm gonna have a good experience, I'm typically just gonna be at home cooking a meal. Now let's say you just moved here and you said, yes, we're in Florida. We get to go out in the water, enjoy ourselves, have the best time ever. I wanna get a boat. Well, not so fast. I wouldn't recommend buying a boat right now with everything going on. I mean, you could, if you have the means to do it, by all means go do it. But I've noticed that boat prices, as far as purchasing one, has inflated tremendously. Like everything else, the supercars have, all the rest of the big toys have, because of manufacturing issues with what we've been going through. But if you wanted to rent a boat, you just got here and you want to take your family out, then you've got some pretty good options. I've found online you can get a 18-foot Hurricane, which is perfect enough to get a family of 2 or 3 out on the water. That will run you about $130 for 2 hours. It goes up to $325 if you wanted to extend that out to 5 hours. And if you wanted 10 hours or more, you're gonna be sitting around $650. But I would recommend the 5-hour mark, because you really don't wanna be out there much longer cooking yourself, because I get burnt quick. I don't know about you guys, but 5 hours is plenty for me when I'm out in the water enjoying the time with my family and friends on the islands, or just cruising around the river up and down. So 5 hours, right around $325, plus the fuel that you'll need to be putting into the boat after you're done with it. So just include that fuel cost as well whenever you're taking into account that $325 boat rental fee. So one last thing I wanted to throw in here last minute is the auto insurance. So I came down from Orlando, like I said before, and moving down to Vero, it actually lowered my auto insurance bill by a significant amount. So coming from Orlando, where it's a little bit more of a higher populated, higher risk area, and moving down to Vero Beach, it dropped my insurance down $95 a month, which is great. Lastly, I just wanted to give you guys a little cool thing about living here in Vero Beach, and that is the beach parking charges. So there's actually no charge to park anywhere on any public beach in Vero at all. Now I know that this can get very expensive in other areas, places such as Cape Coral, Sarasota, Venice, Nokomis, West Palm Beach, Jupiter. There might be some spots where you have to pay just to park your vehicle near the beach because it gets so crowded. But here in Vero Beach, we like to keep things very simple. Just grab your bags, grab your beach towels, your family and friends, drive on down to the beach, kick your car and park, and you're off. So that's a really cool thing I wanted to include on this video, is that there's no beach parking in Vero Beach, Florida. Now, if you've learned anything about what it's like or what it's going to be like when relocating down here to Vero Beach, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and tap that notification bell so I can give you a video every single Friday. If there's anything else that I've missed, then just make sure to put the comment down below and let me know what it is that you want to hear next. And also remember, I'm a local realtor down here in Vero Beach, Florida. So if you're looking to relocate down here, then either give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, whatever your preferred method is, because I've got your back when moving to the Florida East Coast.